Today is our fourth chapter, Special Practices in Horticultural Plant or Horticulture. Okay, this chapter is divided into four parts. First part is training in horticulture. Let us see what is meant by training. Before that, training is a special practices. Okay, what is meant by special practice, or why special practice is important? Special practice is important to improve the plant. Okay, then what is meant by special practices? Any activity to improve the yield of the plant, to improve the growth and development of the plant. That practice is known as the special practice. Here, horticulturists apply their knowledge, skill and technologies used to grow the intensively produced plant for human food, non-food uses and for personal and social needs. Their work involved in plant propagation and cultivation with the aim of improving plant growth, yield, quality, after that the nutritional value, and raising the plant with resistance to the insect, disease resistant and environmental stresses, resistant to the different environmental stresses. They work as gardener, grower, therapist, designer and technical advisor in the food and non-food sector of the horticulture. In this way, this horticulture is placed and these different roles, and they also invented the different activities, different processes for improving the different nutritional value, yield, quality of the fruit, and that is known as the special practices. And these all special practices are, or the main aim of special practices is for the improvement of the plant. Okay, and out of this, first important practice, that is known as the training. Training of the plant. What is meant by training of the plant? Here, the process of controlling the directions in which stem are grow in is termed as the training. In earlier seedling condition, these horticulturists are train that plant for desired to get the desired shape in the future. Okay, that practice is known as the training. Here, the man has discovered that he cannot be alter the characteristic of the plant, not the characteristic, not the habit of the growth habit of the plant materially, but that can be induced to stem to grow in the direction other than those in which they grow themselves. Okay, naturally plant can be grow in any directions, but we can maintain that plant, we can train that plant in desired shape to get the desired shape for the preparing various horticultural practices like the horticulture, like the harvesting or spraying or giving the different growth regulator. For that purpose, the specific shape of the plant, it is the important factor, and that can be undertaken with the help of this practice, that is nothing but the thinning. This process of controlling the direction in which stem grow is termed as the training. Training determines the framework of the plant and the general, if not the detailed outline of the plant. In general, man accomplishes this task by cutting of the stem or cutting of the different branches, by tying them to stake. This is another practice. In some cases, that branches can be tied to specific stake or trellis, or by coordinating the cutting practice and they tying the different practices. With the help of that, the thinning practice can be important. When the horticulturist cut the part of the plant, he termed the practice of pruning. Okay, when horticulture cut the part of the plant, he termed the practice of the pruning, and here this is the most important mean used in the training of the plant. Pruning is the part of training. Okay, and for that purpose, the specific cutting of unnecessary branch can be takes place here. Okay, let us see Objective of training. What is the objective of training? Training of a plant should be done during the first few years when it is young. Okay, when training is done, up when seedling is developed, and seedling can be developed up to several meter. At the in that span only the thinning can be undertaken. That means in the young condition of the plant, and there are the different objective for the training, in which first one is to protect the tree from the damage caused by scorching of the sun or stormy wind. Due to that, the branches or the tree can be damaged. For that purpose, training is important, or the main objective of training is to protect that tree from various damages. Second one is to grow plant in desired form. Okay, in desired form, so that the various cultural operation like the spraying, dusting, harvesting, that can be done easily at low cost by using the minimum labor. That is the another objective. Next one is the balanced distribution of the flowers and fruit. For what? For producing the branches on the main framework of the tree. Okay, balanced distribution of the flower and fruit. If specific branches are there at that time, that distribution is balanced. Otherwise, it is unbalanced. So this is the another main objective. And last one is provide the maximum light and air to central part of the tree, as well as to expose the maximum number and the surface of leaves to the sun to increase the rate of photosynthesis, which causes the more fruit production. We know the role of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is only the process with the help of plant can produce the food material. If more and more amount of the leaves are faces toward the sunlight, at that time more and more amount of photosynthesis are undertaken there, and more and more yield are, or more and more amount of food and fruit can be produced. Okay, these are the main objective of the training. Next one is the system of training. As we say that the pruning, it is the part of training. Pruning may be defined as the art and the science of cutting away from the portion of the plant to improve its shape, to influence its growth, flowering and fruitfulness, and to improve the quality of the product. That is nothing but the pruning. Here it is done to divert a part of the plant energy from one part to the another part of the plant. There are many system of training are there. As we know that it is art and science of cutting away of portion of the part to improve its shape, to influence its growth, flowering and fruitfulness, and improve the quality of the product. That is nothing but the pruning here. Okay. Furthermore, several systems are well adapted to the same kind of horticultural plant. Choice of system will be influenced by the growth habit of the plant and by the purpose for which it is or it being grown. Okay, so that pruning, or it is a part of training, that is the important part. Training is nothing but the pruning. Management done to develop a tree framework strong enough to bear the large amount of the fruit without the branches breaking. There are the three main training system are there. Let us see one by one which that three system are there, in which first one is central leader system, second one is modified leader system, third one is open center system. These three system gives, or it is important for gives the structural support to the plant. Okay, let us see one by one what is the central leader system. It is also known as the pyramid system. Let us see in the figure. Okay, the shape of the plant, it is like the pyramid. Let us see here. This is pyramid like structure, and it is produced or it is developed with the help of a training practice. Let us see here the branch which is nearer to the ground, they are larger, and the branches which is in above or in the air or uppermost part of the tree, it is very short. Okay, if we cut that branches in this manner, we get a pyramid like shape. Okay, and so it is also known as the pyramid system, or it is also known as the central leader, because central part of the plant, it may grow here, grow in more amount, so it is also known as the central leader. Let us see what is the process of the central leader. Here the main trunk, this is the main trunk. This main trunk is allowed to develop without the interruption. Okay, no cut at the topmost part, it grows in their own way. The first branch is allowed to grow at, this is the first branch, and it is grow, it is, this practice is in the younger stage of the plant, and it allowed to grow at 45 to 50 centimeter height from the ground level. Okay, this is the 45 to 50 centimeter height from the ground layer, and other branches are allowed to grow on the main stem at a distance of 50 to 20 centimeter. Okay, this branch from the ground 40 to 50 centimeter, and after that each branch, the distance between each branch, that is the 50 to 20 centimeter. In this central leader system, difficult to spray, prune, thin and harvest. Let us see, when we see from the spray from the ground, all the spray, it is on the lower branches, no at the topper branches. That is the main, it is the drawback of this central leader system. Difficult to spray, prune, thin and harvest. This system is most suitable for the pears. Okay, pear tree, it is most important or most suitable for that system. Okay, second, that is the open center. It is also known as the open head system. Okay, let us see here, the all branches, it is in the equal manner, they grows in equal manner, and this is known as the open center. Okay, or it is known as the open head system is also. Okay, let us see what is the process. Here the main trunk is beheaded. Okay, main trunk, this is the main trunk, and let us see here, it is cut here. Okay, and other branches can be grow in their own way, so it is known as the open center, so that the central, all the branches, they are exposed to the more amount of the sunlight with the help of open center or open head system. Okay, when the plant attain a height of 40 to 50 centimeter, the main trunk is beheaded here. Okay, after that 3 to 5 nearly equally developed primary lateral branches, which are well scattered, arranged and distributed, are allowed to develop from the trunk. Okay, this is the trunk, and from this trunk 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 4 to 3 to 5 branches, they are equally developed. Okay, this is the open center. This system lead to spreading structure of the plant. Okay, spreading the structure through the somewhat weaker crotches, facilitating thinning, spraying, picking, removal of the diseased portion. Okay, and it is exposed the tree to maximum extent, and this has a uniform distribution of the fruit on the branches. Okay, equal amount of the branches, equal amount of the fruit, more and more amount of fruit can be, fruit and flowering are developed here. This system is not suitable for high altitude where the frost observation is common. In high altitude region, this practice is not important. It is mostly practiced in the different plant like the peach, apple cherry and American type of the palm. Okay, so this is the open center system. And third one is modified leader. It is the combination of both system. Okay, and here this is the intermediate form of the central leader and the open center system, and draw the benefit of both system. Okay, so it is known as the modified leader system. Here it is the first trained like the central leader. In earlier stage, the plant can be trained like the central leader by allowing stem to grow for first 4 to 5 years and then headed back. Then headed after 4 to 5 years, the main branch or main stem that is headed back 275 to 120 centimeter height from the ground level. Okay, and on the main stem the first shoot is selected at the height of 40 centimeter. Earlier stage only 40 centimeter from the ground, and 4 to 5 branches located at a distance of 50 to 20 centimeter and place all around the main stem are selected. Okay, in this way it is the combination of both. When properly formed, it proved the stronger framework. Okay, stronger crotches, better spacing between the lateral and more height than open headed system. Okay, in this way it gives more and more amount of the flowering and fruiting on the plant. This plant is important because it is easy in spraying, pruning and harvesting, and mostly used for commercial fruit like the apple. Okay, in most of the commercial fruit, such type of the modified leader system that is mostly important, and in our area also such type of the system, modified leader system, is mostly used. Okay, this is another point, last point of this topic, that is nothing but the advantages of the training. Why training is important? What is the advantages of the training? In which first one is the, due to the training, main framework of the tree is formed and branches are extended in different direction so as to form the balance of the tree. That is the main thing in the tree. Main framework must be strong. For that purpose the training is important. Second one is the framework becomes strong and breaking of the tree is avoiding when it is heavily loaded with the fruit and flowering. Okay, so that framework become very strong. Third one is, in some trees there is a tendency of branching to split from the trunk or from the larger branches, and this causes wound are difficult to heal and large open spaces in the tree. This can largely avoided by careful training by main branches. Okay, avoid tendency of branches to split. Healing practices in some cases are difficult, and when we can train plant in desired manner, it can be avoided. Next one, in climber. A climber has to train for display of its charm of form, foliage and flower. An undesirable training or no training can affect the outlook of any attractive climber. Okay, for that purpose the training is important for the climber. And lastly, thinning of the climber over any support. Okay, like the pergolas, pole, wall, add architecture feature of any garden beside the other function, and that is the main advantages of the training here. In this way, in this lecture we are learn about the three main system of the training. First one is the central leader, open center and modified leader system and its advantages. So thank you very much.